Hello class, my name is Ryan Mason, and have you ever wanted to learn the guitar but you've been putting it off till now? Well, today I'm here to help change that. So I'm going to go over what you're going to need for starting to play the guitar. So the first things you're going to need is, of course, a guitar, either acoustic like I have here, or an electric. And you're also going to need a tuner to make sure all the strings are in tune and ready for you to start practicing. So as you can see here on my acoustic guitar, it's already built in. So then you wouldn't need one, you can just use it because it's built into your instrument. But for a lot of you, you're not going to have one, so you can just buy a clip-on tuner right there. And then that should help you start tuning your guitar. So next thing you're going to need, if you're going to stand up and play the guitar, you're going to need a strap, of course. And any strap will do, doesn't matter. But if you're just going to sit down, a strap may help you with your posture and from the guitar falling off your lap, but for the most part you don't really need one. And you're also going to need a pick. I recommend, some of you may not have a pick yet, but they're not that expensive, and it's just better to have a pick when you're starting to learn the guitar because it's just easier learning how to strum the chords and pluck the individual notes. And fingerstyle is a more intermediate, I would say, technique that you'll learn further down the line if you're interested in that at all. So let's get right into it. I'm going to teach you the notes of the guitar. So we're going to start on the high E string, which is the first string. So it doesn't start on the low E string. It starts from bottom to top, instead of which way you would think. So it starts one right here. This is the E string. So I want you to play that with me. And then once you play the note, then I want you to put your hand on the neck board to mute it when you go to the next string, okay? So high E, remember first string, 1, and then mute it, okay? Or you can mute it with your palm. Down here, this is also the palm muting. You can just mute that. But it's easier for the open strings if you just use your, left hand. So now we're gonna move to the second string, which is B, okay? And then put your hand down to mute it. Third string, G. Okay. Put your hand on the mute it. Okay, fourth string, right here is D. Remember, mute it with your fingers. And then we have fifth string, A. Okay, mute it. And then we're going to go to the final string, 6, which is E, which is an octave lower than the high E string because they're the same note. Okay, now mute it. Now once you have that down, I want you to pluck it from the low E string to the high E string and back and forth just to make sure you get that technique down and to make sure that's all smooth for just your plucking in general. Okay, because I don't want you to get too worried about on one or two things, because what I'll be teaching you next is the C chord, and that's combining your left and right hand. And right now it's mostly focusing on your right hand. So you want to start with that, get that down, and then once you have that down, we're going to move on to now the C chord. So now that you're ready for the C chord, I want you to not worry about playing. We're not going to play the 6th E string, okay? You're either going to mute that with your third finger because that's the first one you're going to place down, or you're just not going to worry about it. It's really your preference for that. So now the frets of the guitar here, this is going to help you. We're only going to focus on the first 3 frets, and they are the steel bars, okay? So only worry about these 3 for this chord I'm teaching you. You'll learn those down the line if you keep practicing guitar. So you're going to place your third ring finger on the 3rd fret, and you're going to want it close up on the fret, not in the middle here. So right close up, and then you're going to have it right on the tips of your fingers, and then you're going to pluck that. Make sure that's clean sounding, okay? So once you have that down, I want you to move on to the 4th string, okay, the D string. And again, you're playing C here, and the next note, since this is the D string, okay, we're gonna play the note E here, okay? Okay, there, and then once you have those 2 fingers down, you're gonna pluck them and then strum them together. And the reason I'm doing this is because you want to at least have the ability to pluck individual notes before you play the whole chord. So the next is the open G string. Okay. So don't worry about fingering that because that's just the open. Play them all together. Okay. Play them up and down, get them down. Then you're going to move on to the open B string, okay? Or I'm sorry, you're going to move on to the B string, and then you are going to put your first finger right in the first fret there. Then you're going to play the note C, and then play all those together. Alright, perfect, see? And you're going to strum them up and down and play them together. Now the final one is easy again because it's open just like this G string, okay? It's going to be the high E string, remember, number 1. Remember, 1 to 6, okay? From bottom to top. So, play them all together, play them individually, remember slowly, and you got yourself the C chord. So, I want to thank you all for listening to my demonstration. I hope you all will start, those of you who are interested in the guitar, start playing. Remember, practice, but don't practice too much when you're beginning because you will get blisters like I did on my fingers. So just practice it maybe like 10 to 20 minutes a day when you're starting out. And I hope you have fun on your musical journey because I know I did. So thank you all and have a nice day. Bye guys.